Alright, YouTubers, this is Sean. I'm going to show you how to change the oil on a lower unit. This is not a difficult task. By no means should you take it to your local mechanic. I mean, this is as easy as it gets. Now, you should change your lower unit oil about every 100 hours or so, or every year, depending on what kind of use you're doing with the engine. And it's very important to do it, otherwise these gears in here can get stripped out, and you're looking for a couple telltale signs. Different colored oils will tell you different things, and we'll get into that a little later. Now, what do you need to do the job? Well, first of all, every outboard, pretty much every single one manufactured today, is going to have a very simple 2-screw system. Bottom screws down here. And that's where the oil is stored. Now, in some outboards, you'll only need a screwdriver. Most of them are flathead, but this is an Evinrude E-Tech, and you can actually see right here, mine is an Allen key, so I have my Allen set right here. Either way, you'll just need one single tool to change this oil. Now, this oil is pretty much stuck in here as a vacuum type system, right? So this is the drain plug down here, the lower one, and this is the vent plug. Now, if you remove just the drain plug, oil will come out, but it'll come out quite slowly, kind of similar to when you're pouring a jug of water. If it doesn't have a vent, you tip it all the way over, how those bubbles go. But in oil, it takes a lot longer. So what you're going to do is remove the lower key, have your bucket, catch bucket ready, and you're then going to open the vent key. The second this gets cracked, it's going to come dumping out of here, and you want to make sure to let it dump for quite a while. Make sure you get all that old oil out. Now, you will need a kit. You don't need to have the whole kit, just buy it once, but it's got a pumping system as well as the oil required for your engine. You can buy it at any West Marine. Once you have the pump, just store it somewhere, and then you can easily use it whenever you need to. Alright, so we're going to get started here. Alrighty. So, first things first, make sure the engine's vertical. You don't want to have it tilted up or down. It might affect how that oil drains out. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to crack this Allen key. Make sure that you keep your oil bucket in here, because when it comes out, it's going to come out fast. Alright. This is magnetic. I'm going to show you what I mean in a minute. Alright, so this is ideally what you want to see color-wise. I'm going to explain why in a second. So if I can't zoom in here. Nice black oil. That's important. The reason is, if you have white oil, it generally means that water has gotten into the lower unit. And generally the only way that water gets in the lower unit is if your seals are busted or your screws were loose, which is not as likely. So if you have white oil, that's a sign of a problem, and it's kind of an annoying problem to fix. You have to drop the lower unit, and it just gets a lot more complicated. So not my suggestion. You really would hope to see black oil, which is what we're seeing. Now, you notice the oil is coming out, but it's not running out in a massive way. I'll let that drip a little bit. I'm going to show you something on this key here in a second. Put that up here. Now, we're focused on the bottom, but if we, let's see if I can zoom out again. I want you to watch the bottom, and what I'm doing is I'm loosening the vent at the top here, and you're going to watch how fast this oil will start to come out once I do that. Voila, right? I just cracked the top, and it flies out. You're going to want to let this, let it drain for a while. I would say 20 minutes or so. Make sure it all comes out. Now, each one of these is, get it in the camera, they are magnetic. They have little magnets in the top so you can see metal shavings. There is a bit here, but it's also the viscosity of the oil, which has gone down. So we're going to let this drain for a while, and I'm going to come back in a minute. Alright, so it's been about 20 minutes. Stopped draining. I had to go get myself a little beer anyway. So now what we're going to do is refill it. So in your little kit, get some oil, whatever your brand or whatever you want to put in there is. You're going to get a little pump like this. And it's going to be very straightforward. So first thing we're going to do, open up our oil, drop this little guy down there, and tighten it up. Alright, so now we got the pump. You're going to fill from the bottom to the top. I know to some of you that might seem a bit counterintuitive, but it'll make sense in a minute. So you're going to screw your fitting into the bottom. All right. Perfect. Oh, I twisted up my hose here, so I'll untwist that. All right. Now what you're going to do is you're going to pump it, fill the lower unit up until the oil starts to drain out of here. You're going to then put in the top screw and then put in the bottom screw. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate. Also, I wanted to show you, these are magnetic. So you'll see there's little metal shavings. I don't know if you can see it. No, too close. Little metal shavings there. So that's a pretty good amount. If you have tons of metal shavings on your screw, you might have gears starting to go on the bottom unit here. It's just something to be aware of. So what I'm going to do here is start pumping this up until we see it come out the top. Alright. Oh, there we go. So now, oil coming out the top. It's nice and topped off. Alright. Now remember that get these tight, because you're going to go back in the water. Last thing you want is a leaking seal. Now what we're going to do, refocus here, down the bottom. So it's full with oil. You know it's going to be coming back up here. I'm going to top it right in. Alright. Now having this very, very close at hand, you're going to unscrew this as quickly as possible. I'll put the screw right in there. Okay, so I over pressurized that, but that's fine. All right. And that's how you change the lower unit oil.